Action. All right. Welcome back to the Chemical Man Podcast. I'm your host, Chris. And today I wanted to talk about a subject that a lot of people talk about, but probably don't really talk about: divorce and working in the shift work in the plant industries, refineries, whatever you want to call it. Divorce. It's a nasty word. It happens to a lot of us. I've been divorced on there. So, if you're going through a divorce, if you've been divorced, or you're thinking about divorce, these are some good topics to talk about. For one, you got to look at how long. So I know in my state, I'm in Texas, and if you've been married for longer than 10 years, you're going to have to pay what they call spousal support, or some states call it alimony, for at least a year plus. And then depending on how many kids you have, like one kid is up to like almost $1,800, depending on how much you make per year. So you got to look at that aspect too. That's a lot of money. So if you and your spouse get divorced, maybe you can have a good mutual divorce there where you can work on things. But the big thing you got to really worry about when you get divorced in this industry is you can't have the standard visitation. It's really hard. When you're rotating and working shift work, it's not like you can have the standard every other weekend or every other Thursday on that, because you're probably going to be working. So you have to really kind of look at how you can get your kid and try to come up with a good way to say, hey, I work these days, I'm off these days, I'll take them here, I'll take them there. It's always good if you can get that taken care of real early on there too, because I know when I did it, I just had my kid, my oldest, every day that I was off. So if I was off the whole all 7 days, 8 days, I had them off all then. I'd take them to school, I'd pick them up. Hey, welcome to my new partner over here in the podcast. So I had my kid all the time on there, and after a while, man, it really gets to you. If you have to work overtime or you're forced to work late and you can't make it, you got to talk to the ex. Say, hey, you need to hold the kid for a while, or hey, I got to go work a shutdown. I'm not going to be able to see him for 30 days or 40 days. You're going to have to work something out. Hopefully, if you got divorced, you went on good terms. Not all the time, though. Not all the time. Another thing, too, is if you get remarried, that helps out, too. But if you get remarried and you have a good wife or a good husband, whichever it is that you have, and the kids like coming around, well, that's a plus, because if you have to go work, then your significant other can sit there and help take care of the kid while you're at work on there, like the stepmom, stepdad on there, too. But just wanted to throw something out there. So if you guys are thinking about divorce, just really look at all your stuff. You got to think about everything. If you're making $100,000 a year, you're making $150,000 a year, and you got one kid, two kids, well, that adds up quick. You're not going to be able. It's be hard to live the same lifestyle that you had before you got divorced. So you have to redo that. I work with guys out there that got divorced after the kids graduated high school. All of a sudden, the kids graduated high school and their wife's coming up and say, hey, I want a divorce. You think about that. If you've been married 20-something years and all that money you got in your 401k, you've been married that long, that's usually half. If you got $1 million in there, that's $500,000 right out to the ex-wife on there. And then, I work with I work with some people, we laugh about it, but we call them serial husbands. They've been married 3 or 4 times, and each time they've been married, it's more money out of their 401k, more money out of that to give to them. So it's not telling you don't get married. It's just telling you, if you go through divorce, just look at everything. If you got to split it down the middle, who keeps the house, who sells the house, you sell it. You got cars, you got bank accounts, people have businesses. You got to split the business. There's a lot of things in there you got to think about. Whether just, hey, I want a divorce, and you kick them to the curb. A whole lot of things to do. And yes, I know we can all say that some people get it better than others as far as divorce. Like I work with people that they don't pay any child support. And then also, it's not just divorce too. You got to worry about, if you have a baby mama, or I don't really like to use that term. If you've never been divorced, but you have kids with somebody and y'all have never been married, things happen. You're going to have to, you need to help out your kid there. You got to carry insurance if you can. Usually you're going to have to pay some kind of support for them on there. But it's a big subject, and it's a lot of things that people need to worry and talk about. And in this industry, when you work the shift work, it happens a lot. Not so much. I mean, it happens a lot. Even people that work, that are pipe fitters and millwrights and work the contractors. You talk to people all the time. Oh, I'm on my second wife. I'm a third wife, and I got kids from the other one. But I will say, the majority of the people I work with, they'll eat ramen for a month to make sure their kid's taken care of. That's a good thing. As long as the kid's taken care of, that's all you need to worry about on there. Dealing with the ex and stuff, that's something totally that y'all can worry about there. But yeah, you got to look at things, alimony. So on top of your child support, you got to pay that extra stuff there. I remember one guy one time, he had 5 kids, and I think he was paying almost $2,500 a month or something like that. It was crazy. And by the time he got his paycheck, it was like nothing, so he ended up moving in with someone on there. But yeah. Divorce, going through divorce, think about all that stuff that you're going to have to do there. Yes, sometimes it is best just to cut your losses, sit them on their way, and just restart over from ground up and go from there. But as I've been divorced, I've been paying child support for 15 years. I was at $1,500 for a long time. I went back and redid it down, and then I got it lowered to that. But now I'm looking at the max thinking, woo-wee, that's a lot of money, man. I don't have a whole lot of time left on my child support versus some people I see out there. I'm thinking, whew, man, it's a lot on there. And I wish them the best of luck at that. But the best thing you can do is just keep your kids on your insurance. Work the overtime when you can. If you have to, scale back on things that you have to. As long as the kids are being taken care of, that's all that matters, on there. But if anybody's got any questions about divorce, or I can't really recommend a lawyer, so you have to find your own lawyer. But the good thing about trying to find a lawyer, if you have a plan on your insurance, where sometimes, like my insurance, you pay an extra fee or whatever, and a lawyer is included on that, so that helps out. So that's good for wills and divorces and all types of things out there. You can do that, But you always work with someone that's been divorced. You can ask them opinions. You can ask them, hey, how did you handle this? Who's a good lawyer? Who should I use? Don't go out and buy a brand new truck if you're going to get divorced next month. I would not recommend that at all. Believe me, I would not recommend that at all. I've seen a lot of defaults on that. But yeah, this is just for lighting. Now, I'll tell you a story, so it won't be all serious, but it's serious but funny at the same time. So I work with one guy. He got married. He got a kid. Kid wasn't very old. She told him, she goes, you know what? I don't want to be married to you anymore. You keep the kid. I want so much out of your 401k. All right. So he got full custody of the kid, gave his money gave how much it was to his ex-wife, and she went about her business, and he kept his kid, raised his kid. Got married again, had another kid. Now he's got 2 kids. Second wife did the same thing. I want the same thing you gave your first wife. I don't want the kid no more. So he got custody of both kids. Gave her a check for X amount of money, sent her on her way, and never saw her again. Man, I said, well, lucky you. You didn't have to pay child support, so you got to keep your kids and raise your kids, but. It's kind of hard when you're a single parent working shift work trying to raise 2 kids. You really got to lean on who you can, and hopefully you have parents around and good friends and stuff like that. But, yeah, anyway, that's just a little story there. But anyway, yes, divorce. Anybody got any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer. I'm sure people in the comment section can talk about their experiences. Hey, I'm sure there's some funny experiences, too, about I came home, caught so-and-so with so-and-so, and, got divorced and was able to keep my kids and stuff and all that stuff. So I'd love to hear those funny stories too on there. Anyway, y'all have a good day. Have a good week. Remember, be safe out there. I don't know if y'all saw, we just had an accident at Chevron. It looks like it was Chevron, some scaffold builders fell. So, man, y'all walk your permits. Be safe out there. And I'm going to try to have another video out for y'all soon. Anyway, like, subscribe. Leave a comment, and until the next time, y'all take it easy. And if you are thinking about divorce or you're going through one, best of luck to you, and do everything you can to make it smooth transition. Anyway, peace out.